Sorry, Donald. Even we almost feel bad for you.
What the hell happened? What happened?
I mean, a little. You like to think you're a smart guy.
They say a wall is medieval. Well, so is a wheel.
But lately, you've been taking some really bad advice.
To be the next vice president.
Lasavita and Wiles promised you Biden would never drop out.
The last time I checked, it's Biden-Harris.
They bragged about it to Tim Alberta. They even took a victory lap. They told you this election was locked up, that you couldn't lose.
What happened?
Maybe they're not smart.
We worry about that.
And JD? They told you to pick him?
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
Have you figured it out yet? He's like DeSantis, only less charismatic.
Are you blind?
I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday. It's good.
Weird, awkward, creepy, terrible on TV.
I love you guys.
He's going to cost you votes and embarrass you. They assured you he was great.
Fundamentally divisive, arrogant.
Do you hate Mexicans?
Lasavita controls all the RNC money. You think Lara really knows?
When you hear the expression, wake up, you probably think, didn't really hear what he was saying. So I'll say it again. Wake up. Okay. W-A-K-E-U-P. I may sneeze at some stage. Wake the F up. Okay. The reason I'm saying that is because there is just a situation going on. This is nothing to do with conservative values, by the way. It's not about fiscal policies. It's nothing to do with that. This is sheer, pure, hypocritical. You do one thing, they do something else. It's called Trumpism. Let me just give you an example. Hunter Biden, castigated by everybody, left, right, and center of the setup of the Trump, whatever it is that you want to, the umbrella you call it upon. Yet, let me now show you Dumb Trump Jr., Don Trump Jr., and this isn't at fairy speed. We haven't done anything to this. This is Don Trump Jr., okay? Just spouting on. Are you sure?
Like, there's some of them are like, we don't even want white women. Like, it doesn't, like, we need to check like 3 or 4 boxes so you can end up in like, if you're like, you know, a trans communist, this, that, and the other, like, you too can be the CEO of a Fortune 500 company with no experience whatsoever. He's actually spent real time with them. Like, and he's sort of, I would say he's the blue-collar billionaire. And 15 years ago when I said it, people used to shit all over me. Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, you don't understand. And now they understand. What the borders are, wrote the article. It wasn't even like it was the same publication. It was the same journalist. I'm like, this you? Like, to literally save democracy, because it's literally at risk, JD. That's why I keep notion that, you know, democracy is all things, but if the elite, meaning, you know, Barack Obama, the Clintons, a couple billionaire donors be like, okay, this isn't working. We're going to take everything we gave you. We didn't give you any other options. We threw, you know, RFK off the ticket. Yep. We basically tried to push anyone else from happening. So we gave you your only choice. You actually then chose that person, and now America is not there. Now they're pretending, no, she's a moderate. They did the same thing with Joe Biden. He's going to be so moderate. He's so moderate. Look, he's moderate. Yeah. The policies were not. I hate to say it, but like literally, no, like, but it's like me, a couple other people that we're friends with that are like, hey guys, here are the facts, but you're not going to get that. Honestly, you may not get that on. I don't know.
Like, seems like it should be illegal.
I'm reasonably fast. If you see me on Twitter, like I'll get out a mean tweet in seconds. Right. I don't think I'm going through a checkout process 7,000 times or whatever the statistic, and it's over and over again. I mean, even if they're, you know, journeyman, very average at best at what they're doing, of course, they thought of themselves as the elites, and yet none of these guys are exactly. They all copy everyone. The Marines thing, I'll sit it behind a desk for a year or two, you know, after I do all the other things because I want to get into politics. You did it first.
Okay, look, here's a situation. Let's say Roe versus Wade is overruled. Ohio bans abortion. You know, in 2022 or 2000, let's say 2024. And then, you know, every day, George Soros sends a 747 to Columbus to load up disproportionately black women to get them to go have abortions in California. And of course, the left will celebrate this as a victory for diversity. That's kind of creepy.
Health justice is when we exterminate working class black people.
Something like that could, I mean, that would be a really weird turn of events that could happen, yes.
And it's like, if that happens, do you need some federal response to prevent it from happening? Because it's really creepy. And, I'm pretty sympathetic to that, actually.
And these guys are weird on how they frame it. They are obsessed. And I said it the other day, the He-Man Woman Haters Club. I don't know where this is coming from. And I'll have to tell you today here in Minnesota, joyous day. I just appointed our newest Associate Justice of the Supreme Court, Sarah Hennessy. Minnesota was the first state, and we have a majority women on the Supreme Court, and we have a woman of color as the Chief Justice. That scares the hell out of these guys. That just terrifies them. And then they start being weird. They think they have to listen to their stories. They think they're connecting with people, and they tell things, and everybody feels uncomfortable around them. So I'm sticking with that because I don't know what else describes it, but I know that it's more cynical and it's deeper and it's hurtful and hateful. But I think one of the things you point out to this, they're not offering us anything. They're not going to come with a plan. And this is my thing every day. I ask, where's your health care plan? So yeah, they're weird, and I am not changing that. And the thing is every day they give me more proof of that. So it's pretty self-evident.
I think weird is a very apt. I mean, sharks versus being electrocuted, it's a weird thing to keep talking about. Let's be real.
But look, what I was basically saying is that we're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made, and so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children. And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it? I just wanted to ask that question and propose.
You did just, again, call for a mental competency test for politicians over the age of 75. There's only one over the age of 75 currently running for president. Kamala Harris is in her 50s, like you and me, sharp as a tack, those of us in our 50s. Do you think Donald Trump should take a mental competency test?
I have said, and it's not just Donald Trump, I think members of Congress, anybody, I said at the time, I don't care if you do it for 50 and up. The American people deserve to know that the people making decisions on whether we can afford our groceries, whether our border is safe, whether we support law enforcement, whether we're going to prevent war, they deserve to know that everybody's at the top of their game. That's not too much to ask. And so I strongly still stand by that, just like I stand by term limits. You know, all of these things matter. It's what gives good government, and I think we should always fight for that.
Let's listen in to Vice President Harris. So sorry.
Previously agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling, but I'm ready. And I think the voters deserve to see the split screen that exists in this race on a debate stage, and so I'm ready. Let's go.
Will you do it on? This comes after Trump did, in fact, suggest that he's not going to abide by that debate, which was supposed to be with Biden on ABC News, but he was saying ABC News is not a fair forum, which I think is silly. And he's pushing for a debate on Fox instead. We should note, last time Mr. Trump ran for president, Fox was so pro-Trump in their coverage, they ended up having to pay a $787.5 million defamation suit because they were amplifying Trump's lies about the election. And one of their anchors, of course, leaned on the decision desk to flip Arizona from Biden to Trump and to slow walk Nevada. That's the fair network that Trump is pushing for. What do you think?